both sides of the conversation family. We welcome you to this virtual space crafted especially for you. My name is Jada Curry, and I'm both sides of the conversation's marketing director and graphics design specialist. I want to take some time to ground us all as a community into this space we are about to open up in, so let's go through our community standards. Both sides of the conversation is providing a safe and honest space for open conversation, so we ask that you all be respectful of that. We also ask that you be respectful of each panelist, host, and participant. We do encourage healthy debates and conversations. Don't personalize anything with anyone. This includes name-calling, bullying, trolling, or shaming. This will not be allowed or tolerated. Your perspective is yours. It is not a prescription. You do not have to agree, but show respect. These community standards apply to all of our live shows and any virtual spaces that we hold on social media, including YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. We want to make sure that we are caring for each other as a community. This is our priority in all of our endeavors as both sides of the conversation. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed today's show and continue to stay in touch with us via YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or all of them. All right, thank you for listening and see you soon.
Welcome everybody to both sides of the conversation. I'm John Henry, Executive Director. Today is Tuesday, community. You know what that means. We're going to have another Hidden Gem segment where we will continue to highlight our Black and brown businesses, as well as those community leaders and folks in our community that are doing positive things to impact our community. I'm exhausted, community. I've been running around in events. I'm half asleep, but tonight I'm motivated because it's a Hidden Gem segment. And it's always great to hear from different businesses and folks that are doing phenomenal things to impact our community. So we have some great hidden gems tonight. So I'm excited about tonight's show. But tonight, as y'all see, Ayana is here to support me, my Leo sister, okay? Everybody know Tony is recovering. She should be back soon. But she's relaxing, enjoying. I'm sure she's out there watching. We love you. Get well, and we'll see you when you get back. People been hitting me on the phone. Where's Tony at? Where's Tony at? Tony is still here. Calm down, community. Just continue to pray for her so she get back here on the platform to help impact community. But today, Miss Ayana, hello, sister, my Leo sister. Y'all don't understand. We got the same birthday, so it's my Leo sister right here. Talk to the people.
Hello, community. Happy Tuesday. Tonight's segment is going to be on fire. And I know, John, you're going to wake up from these awesome hidden gems tonight. So I'm excited. So let's get it started, John. Let's go.
Yeah, definitely. Before we get started, just want to say, thank you to our community folks that have, continued to do their thing, not only with the Dreamkeeper Initiative, but just around our communities, impacting community, making sure that our community has the resources, and just getting information out to the community and just putting on for community. So shout out to all those amazing folks that continue to do that work because it's very, very important. We had a phenomenal Sunday conversation. A lot of folks were reaching out saying, wow, that was a different but good conversation. So again, we're going to continue to do our part here at both sides of the conversation as we continue to change the narrative in our community. We're having real work that is being done by the people in this community. We had some phenomenal events that took place over the weekend, and there's more to come. Y'all going to hear about some of those events coming up today. But today, was a great event with the Mega Black SF. So shout out to all my Mega Black family. SF retreat was today. It was very, very powerful community. And, we keep that sacred space. But to bring our community together and really tackle some of the issues that impact our community with mental health and things of that nature. It was very, very powerful today. We had some grown people. This is what I'm talking about. Grown folks, who have caused harm to each other through arguments or disappointments or whatever, come together, apologizing, forgiving each other publicly. We've had differences that took place. It was a powerful healing circle, just folks really, restoring each other, for the harms that we've caused, or maybe we have caused, and we had, communication and different things that we went over today to just talk about, how do we improve our community, how we do more to uplift what is going on in our community, how we do better work with each other. And when it comes to mental health, being able to have those conversations when we're triggered, how to deal with folks when we're triggered. So again, a lot of unpacking happened today, a lot of resolution and some healing. I feel in the community. And again, things happen. It takes time to develop this, but it's just great to see grown-ups being grown-ups in our community. We had a pastor there who apologized to a young person that they offended, and they was able to just hug and embrace two brothers. Powerful. You get what I'm saying? Just great stuff. But again, more work to be done. We still are dealing with the crisis in our community of violence. There have been a number of shootings in San Francisco. There's been a number of shootings in Oakland, across the Bay Area. So again, we still got work together to do. When we talk about this gun violence and what's taking place in our community, as community, we all going to have to uplift this, name it, and be a part of it. Our young people need love. They crying out for love. Resources are being tight with the increase of inflation and interest and things of that nature. So as these holiday seasons approaches, and this is the time that we call family giving. There's a lot of support that's going to be needed. We're going to do our part here at both sides of the conversation to impact community, as well as working with other organizations, okay? Because we want to make sure that our families are impacted for the holidays, and we want to make sure that those resources get to our community. So again, it's a lot of work that is going on, and we're going to continue to be a part of that. Just want to give a quick shout out to my both sides of the conversation team. We was acknowledged with the certificate of honor from the Board of Supervisors of San Francisco for our part and work that we've been doing in the community during COVID. So shout out to the both sides of the conversation team, because again, they the real movers and shakers of this organization. I'm just the face y'all hate to see and the voice that y'all always be like, shut up, y'all. Okay. So again, great work is happening. And, everybody might not understand, feel it, or see it, but there are things happening, mechanisms that are put in place in our community that are working, are getting out there. And just be patient, community. We're doing our best as community stakeholders to make sure that our communities are impacted. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and jump into the world news. And that's all y'all got to hear from me. And Ayana's going to take care of the events today. So, be great. Hang in there. Vice President Kamala Harris is back here in the Bay Area. She made a stop today to talk about climate and some of the things that's going on with the co-op theater. So she's back, I guess. I mean, I don't know, Sister Kamala, I'm always going to uplift my queens, but where you been? We don't see you in the public like that. What's going on? I don't know. Where you at, Kamala? Our people need you. But again, the queen is in the building. She's here in the Bay, showing some love to the Bay. So, we'll give her that. But I need to see more, Kamala. I need to see you out here more. Our people need some help. We need some support. I need to see you active. Also, Mackenzie Scott just donated $84 million to the Girl Scouts of America. It's the largest ever donation, okay, from a single individual gift. Mackenzie Scott, the ex-wife of Amazon founder Jeff Bezos, donated that award to 29 local councils selected by Scott, along with the national chapter. That is powerful stuff, okay? Can somebody drop a bag on both sides of the conversation? Y'all know how many people we can impact with $84 million? Come on. Miss Mackenzie Scott, send some of that money to both sides of the conversation. You have a great impact on the Black community, okay? All right. The mother of George Floyd is filing a $250 million lawsuit against Kanye West. I guess there's been some misappropriation and harassment, defamation that they're claiming from Kanye West. Unfortunate, again, Black folks on Black folks, tearing each other down in the public eye, no matter who's right or wrong. Again, how do we move forward, community? When we talk about harm, when we talk about these type of things, how do we heal? How do we restore? How do we deal with conflict? And I think, these type of situations just, on another level to the community just shows how and why conflict management is so important, because we have to learn as community how to deal with conflict. And it's always not in the courtroom, and it's always not in the streets shooting it out, bang, bang. But we got to find a way. We got to teach our community how to have differences, how to agree to disagree, and how to be able to conflict manage when our emotions are high and when things are not going in our favor, because it just continues to destroy our community. We already got enough hurt, enough pain, enough sadness, enough broken hearts. Okay, we don't need any more community. We got to do it. We got to work together. So more to that to come. But with that being said, I'm going to close my mouth now. Enough of me. I'm going to give it to Ayana. She's going to read the community events, and then we'll get started with our hidden gems tonight.
All right, we have a lot of awesome community events taking place this October. The month is, we're halfway in October. So let's see what we have. So we have the DKI Community Update Meeting, and that is via Zoom, and that'll be on October 20th from 5:30 to 7:30. The link to register is at the bottom of the screen. If you all have questions about this, email dreamkeepers at sfgov.org. The next we have Bayview Reentry Family and Friends Day. That'll be Friday, October 21st, 11 a.m. at the Bayview YMCA. And more information is at the bottom of your screen. Next, we have the All Good in the Hood Pumpkin Patch. That'll be Friday, October 21st, 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. And that'll be in my hood, 1605 Gerald Avenue in San Francisco. That's going to be fun. You guys go out to Hunters Point and check them out. The next event is Mount Rose City of Refuge first annual breast cancer 5K walk run. That'll be Saturday, October 22nd, and that is 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. and that'll be in Crosby, Texas. For more information, please visit the site below. Next, we have the grand opening block party. Come see what's new in the Bayview, Saturday, October 22nd, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. And that'll be on Evans Avenue, 1150 Evans Avenue in San Francisco. Next, we have the Ocean Avenue Halloween block party and ethnic toy drive. So the block party will be October 22nd from 12 to 3 at Faxon Avenue between Ocean Ave and De Montfort Avenue. And then the ethnic toy drive will be at 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. And that'll be at the Ave Bar in San Francisco. For more information, contact Maurice Rivers. Next, we have the Halloween event, and that'll be Thursday, October 27th from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. And that'll be at 701 Alabama Street in San Francisco. Next, we have our Wizardly Nights, Friday, October 28th, 4 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. The address is 762 Fulton Street in San Francisco, California. Next, we have the one-day youth baseball camp. It's a free event for ages 9 to 14. Bring your kids out. It's a free event. That's Saturday, October 29th. That's 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Juniper Serra Playground. And the address is 300 Stonecrest Drive in San Francisco, California. For more information, contact Annette at the number below. Next, we have the Bayview Hunters Point Jubilee and Resource Fair, Saturday, October 29th, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. at MLK Park, across the street from the Southeast Health Center. For more information, please see the email address and the phone number below. Next, we have the Parenting and Poverty Justice Rally. That'll be held on Saturday, October 29th, 2 p.m. at the California State Capitol. You all come out, let your voices be heard. It'll be at 1315 10th Street in Sacramento, California. Next, we have the high school test prep class open to all 7th and 8th graders. Preparing students to take the placement test for HSPT exam. Classes start in October. Please see the email address below. Next, we have the monkeypox vaccines. They'll be available every Thursday from 11:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. at 701 Alabama Street in San Francisco. The next event we have is the Peace Park Presents Friday Night Fun. Every Friday night, 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. at the Hamilton Rec Center in San Francisco. Next, we have the Saturday Family Fun Day. That'll be every second and fourth Saturday. For more information, please email sfrebels1990@gmail.com. Next, we have the 33rd Annual Peewee Basketball League. Registration is currently open. They're looking for volunteer coaches. The league has already started, but for more information, please email or visit the Rebels website. Next, we have the San Francisco Smart Money Coaching, free, confidential financial guidance for anyone living, working, or receiving services in San Francisco. So schedule your appointment at the phone number below. Next, we have the Celebrating Black Culture culture. You can apply for a mini grant for $7,500. So please see the email below to get more information and to apply. Next, we at both sides of the conversation, we have our own GoFundMe. So please visit our GoFundMe page and make a donation today at https://GoFundMe. Yes, go visit us, make that donation. All right. So the BSOTC announcements. BSOTC is in search of volunteers. Our work is inspiring and it feels good. We make a difference in the community with tangible results to show it. We are a highly driven group of people with high impact. We get the right things done the right way. Not only will you contribute to the community, but you will also learn a lot and gain knowledge in your field of interest within our organization. We value your ideas and input. Sign up to be a volunteer today. You make a difference. We need you all. Please sign up, volunteer, so you all can make an impact on the community. Next, if you don't have time to volunteer, you can also support us while you shop online. Amazon Smile donates 0.5% of your eligible purchases on Amazon to BSOTC. All you need to do is start your shopping at smile.amazon.com and choose BSOTC as your charitable donation, your charitable organization, and the donation will be made at no extra cost to you. All right. So now go to all of your social media sites for more news and how to give back to your community and support BSOTC. All right, John, back to you.
All right, community. As y'all can see, it takes a lot to get all those events out. There's a lot of events going on in our community. So again, shout out to the Dreamkeeper Initiative. Shout out to the folks in the community that are keeping our communities lit and events and things going on to get us out. With that being said, we're going to bring up our first hidden gem tonight. We got the Jump Squad here, y'all. They are going to be coming on talking about Jump Squad and what they're doing in the community. And hopefully we could get them on because they've been having some connectivity issues. Let's see if we got them up here. Jump Squad, is y'all here?
Yes,
One of the members
I'm here. Unfortunately, Ariel was having a little bit of connectivity issues, but it's okay because we're a team and I got us.
That's all right. Well, go ahead and introduce yourself to the community. You know, tell them about Jump Squad, what it is, and how did y'all create it, and you know where you all are going with the Jump Squad.
So, okay, hello everybody. As you know, we're Jump Squad 510. So basically, we're a Jump Squad. We're a double dutch team out here trying to bring double dutching back to our culture for mental and physical health and therapy, essentially. We have a couple of upcoming events at the Boys and Girls Club on High Street. So we teach kids how to jump. We teach adults how to jump. You might have seen us on 18th and Telegraph every Friday and Saturday night. We jump out there just to like impact our community and bring that connection back, because a lot of us our age, I don't know how old everybody is, but a lot of us in our 30s and stuff like our 20s and 30s, we double dutched growing up, and it really made us happy. Everybody had to work together and everybody had to come together. You know, two people had to turn, one person had to jump. So it's something that you can't do by yourself. And we're trying to bring that back to our community to get us back to how we used to be, where people used to work together and people used to come together in a safe place.
I think that's very, very dope. You know, when I started seeing y'all on Facebook and different places that you all were being posted on your social media handles, I thought it was very cool. Like the idea, the concept. You're right. You know, we have a problem in the Black community with obesity, mental health. And again, anytime you can exercise and just come together collectively as community, it's always a great thing. So I think that concept that you all came up with was just very, very cool for one, but just to see the different age range of folks, you know, jumping and bringing it back how we used to do in the community and at our schools, I think is very powerful. I see a lot of grown women, you know, tapping into their youth womanhood and laughing with the sisters of the community. And I think it's a great building thing that is going on, because, you know, we need to show Black women loving on each other, supporting each other publicly, not just, real live housewives tearing each other down. It's just good to see that and see, folks building up. But, I guess the first question I want to ask, because you all are running this and you all are having great impact and connected with a lot of young females in the community. We know in Oakland there is so many things happening, and there's a lot of great things happening in Oakland as well. So some of the stuff that you all are doing is bringing some of that positivity to the community and its impact, right? I was just talking with Uncle Stank today about that, and it's like impact for us in our community could be many different ways, right? And I think at any time you could change somebody in that moment to transform them in a different light, a different energy. I mean, I've seen people just walk down the street, y'all like jump in and they jump in, right? Like, you know what I mean? It's just a way of like initiating being a part of something, right? And I think we got to bring that back to the community. But, from your perspective, you've seen it, you've been watching, from the larger lens, what are you seeing from the young people, from the adults when they're doing these activities? I mean, what are you feeling from the community?
I feel like when we get out there, it's such a positive vibe. The energy is very high vibrational, very positive, very loving, very open and welcoming. We have people that will literally like pull up on us, slamming on their brakes, like, oh, I want to jump. And then we like, yeah. And a lot of people, which is shocking to me, a lot of the younger generation doesn't know how to double dutch. Mm-hmm. Let's start with the fact that they barely know how to one rope, but they don't know how to double dutch. So when we teach them, they have maybe 40, 50 people really cheering them on. And by the time they done, they almost got a little standing ovation going on because everybody cheering for them, everybody happy for them. Honestly, out there with the ropes, we haven't seen nothing crazy. Like everybody is usually on one page, and that's togetherness, positivity, unity, So it's really, really great.
Wow, that's powerful. Go ahead, Ayana. Go ahead and ask us.
I love the fact that you said about how kids do not know how to jump, to like just jump rope, let alone double dutch, and how do we start incorporating our kids in this? Because it's like your message is so powerful. And how do we get our kids away from the screen and have them start double dutching and learning that what we learned, when we were growing up, just to have fun and have that skill set.
Honestly, we have to teach them. We have to take the phones, and I'm guilty of it. Okay, so I am not trying to be a hypocrite, but we have to snatch back the phone, snatch back our powers. But I feel like we have to teach it to them too. You know what I'm saying? Like it's something that we can't make the change in our kids without making the change in ourselves. When they see us do it and they see us happy doing it, they like, well, I want to try. I got a 7-year-old son who learned how to jump just because he's super competitive and he seen me and his sister doing it. He was like, forget it, it's my turn. So and then, when you with other adults for a purpose or for a reason, kids see that, and kids see that that makes us happy. And they want to dig into it like, let me see what this is all about. They smiling a little too hard, or they a little too happy over there. Let me see. And then they end up falling in love with it.
Man, I think it's the coolest thing ever. I've been watching y'all. You right. I've been watching y'all. I see people pulling over, stopping in the street, coming to jump. I think it's just cool. And I think it's a opportunity for the young people to also meet other people in their community. And I think, that light that you all are shining of come have fun, togetherness. I think it's a way that we can start slowly, block by block, building our community back, but just get to know each other. Because a lot of times in the Bay Area, we know we don't talk to our neighbors. We got gentrified out. We don't know who is who no more. And this is a great way. And I'm just saying, we got to use all these different mechanisms to connect our community, right? It's all about connecting. We can't correct our community. I say it all the time until we connect. We got to connect before we correct. People are coming to the community trying to correct the community, but they don't connect with the community. Same thing with our young people. Same thing, with the adults in our community. We have to connect with each other, and that natural basic breakdown of how we engage is still there and it's still needed. But one thing that I do want to say, because I heard it multiple times of what you speaking, is leadership is what I hear. You know what I mean? And I believe here, and I always say this on both sides of the conversation, to me, leadership is demonstrating what's possible, right?
Yeah, because we're here to take our community back. We're here to bring everybody together, because we all we got, and they're not gonna just take it from us. We still gonna keep our happiness. We still gonna keep smiling. And that's what the jump ropes is doing for us. It's helping us connect.
I love
one rope at a time.
One rope at a time. I like that. I think that is, I just, like I said, I'm excited, want to know Ariel, and just, just watch her and the things that she's been doing to help bring community together, supporting each other. I think this is a great, blueprint to really start engaging our community. And I think that's why block parties, are so important. These events that we have, it gives our young people and it gives our homeowners and our community folks an opportunity to engage and meet each other, really just shake a hand and introduce ourselves. And that's why it's so important for us here at both sides of the conversation, as we continue to reach out to our Black folks, no matter where they at in this country. Because at the end of the day, the struggle that's happening here is happening there. And as once we all understand that the same disparities is impacting us in every which way and everywhere we at in spaces, but how do we come together and start moving our communities forward and organizing in a way that we're not just reacting, but we're actually being proactive in our approach and being intentional. So I think that's great. That you all are doing this phenomenal. Now I'm just waiting to see the challenges, because I know it's gonna be Oakland versus Frisco in a minute. It's gonna be Oakland versus Richmond. I can just see it coming. See it coming.
Yeah, speak it to existence for us, because we working on it. We working real hard on it.
That's
okay. Well, I need to know what your hours are, because I was researching you guys, right? Mm-hmm. And so when I saw the video, I was like, wait, I remember this happening right here by the Fox Theater, because I live right around the corner, right?
That's where we
are. So I was in the car driving, and I was like, look at them, they double dutch, and I want to get out, but I was too scared. Okay, I was too scared, but I do got skills. I have skills, but I was scared because I didn't know what was happening. But then now that I know what it was such a beautiful thing to see, because you just didn't see just Black women. You saw a little bit of everyone. So kudos for all the work that you were doing, because it was like midnight. And I saw some teenagers out too, because they were getting it in too. So kudos to y'all. This was a great idea to get people active, to get people to just relax after the club. If they're drunk, sober up. Like this is a great idea. Great.
Yeah, that's the main thing is to snatch our community back. When people come and people be so drunk that they just want to try double dutching because they drunk. By the time they done with us, they done learned how to double dutch and they sobered up. So by the time they get back on the streets,
saving lives.
It's safer for people to make it back home to their families and stuff.
Man, that's very dope. And y'all just keep doing it. Now you didn't influence my production person here. She's gonna pull up somewhere. She's gonna see
pull up on
them. Middle of the street. And look, they're on the corner for me. I'm walking.
So to answer your question about the hours, though, so we get to 18th and Telegraph at about 11, and we usually leave around 3 or 4 in the morning. So we're out there for a pretty long time on Fridays and Saturdays. But if you don't mind me mentioning really quick,
it's your time.
Starting on the 25th. Starting on the 25th, every Tuesday and Thursday, we will be at the High Street Boys and Girls Club for free, teaching kids how to double dutch as well.
Wow.
So we want to impact our youth, our elders, and the people the same age as us, because we've had ladies 75 years old come out there and show us their moves. And I mean, like, really show us their moves.
What? Auntie Arnetta be out there at 12 o'clock hitting it.
Sometimes, but that lady was at the lake, because we used to be at the lake as well. But
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, them older ones, they be out there. They used to double dutch back in the day.
Right. One quick question that came in from the community. They were asking, are y'all going to be at First Fridays doing the double dutch?
Always. You will always catch
Right.
us at First Friday.
All right, that's what's up. Well, won't you go ahead and just verbally let people know how to connect you on your social media handles? We do have it up there, but just in respect to our community of disability, there are folks who don't, hear, or some who do hear, different things. So just verbalize your social media handles. It is up on the screen, so people who can see it will definitely see it, but definitely we want you to verbalize it.
So you can follow Jump Squad on TikTok and Instagram at Jump Squad 510. And on YouTube at Jump Squad 510.
All right, there y'all have it, community. Jump Squad 510. Go check them out. See the work that they're doing. And if you're in Oakland, okay, avoid the sideshow, but jump out and double dutch, okay? Get out there and get your double dutch up.
Well, thank you for having us.
No problem. Thank you. And tell Ariel, I know the Wi-Fi connection was bad, but I'll be pulling up on y'all. I'll come check y'all out in the community. Thank you again for what y'all doing for our community, getting our people up and out and bringing unity into our community is so much needed right now. And just the simple mental health and just the health part of getting out there and doing something is very important. So thank you all. Continue to do the tremendous work you're doing. If you have any digital flyers or anything y'all need us to support, help get out to the community for any events, please send it over to our events at bsotc.org. And we'll happily get those out to help support y'all. Love what y'all doing. And we'll see y'all soon.
Okay, thank you. I definitely appreciate the show and the opportunity to be able to put our jump team out there. Thank you.
No problem. Make sure you tell Ariel she is not off the hook, okay? You
I
can.
will.
She still has to come.
You will still see us on Sunday though.
Okay, all right. Have a good evening.
You too. Bye.
All right, community, there y'all have it. Jump Squad, okay? They are doing some phenomenal stuff in the community, and they are making it happen and just bringing some fun, some love, and some togetherness in our community. So we are happy that they are here. With that being said, we're going to bring up Miss Jeronica. We're going to bring her up tonight so she can talk about her amazing business and what she's doing community.
Hey.
Check her out.
Hey, how are you guys?
Good. How are you?
I'm amazing. Thank you for asking. So, I am the owner of Nail Therapy MKE. Let me clean my screen. There we go. Okay. And / Frequency Unlimited. So what I've done is we opened up August 20th as far as the salon goes, but I actually started traveling. So most people know me as JB the Traveling Nail Tech. As you can see, that's my Instagram handle as well. So I keep it up there because a lot of people are still finding me by that. But I started off traveling, and then it went from traveling into opening up an actual shop. And I call it nail therapy because of my spiritual journey and my spiritual walk. I actually incorporate holistic work. So that's energy work, that's body oils, hand oils, deja vu, hand oils as well into the actual nail care services. So there's also Reiki that goes into it, reflexology that goes into it, and I also offer intuitive nail sessions as well.
Wow, very powerful. That's cool. I have to start off and say this first. I don't know, my screen is like freezing up a little bit, so I don't know if y'all can hear me, but I have to say this first. What you're doing is very powerful. Here at both sides of the conversation, we are talking about changing the narrative, okay? And in the Black community, there's Vietnamese, there's different folks that's running nail shops in the community. So I have to give you this, just big ups because I've been saying this for years in our community. Black folks, we love beauty, we love shopping, we love fashion, we love all this, right? Why are we not the owners? Okay. Mm-hmm. How do we make sure our Black dollars circulate in the community? And again, there's no discrimination to the other community, but we have to love on ourselves, right? Sure. So I'm just saying we are the biggest consumers on this planet. Okay. Black folks consume more than anybody else. We're the big spenders out of everybody on this planet, right? How do we start turning this into ownership? How do we support the things that we need every day, or the things that we use or that we patronize in other communities to bring it to us? So I just got to give you that big shout out because I think that's powerful, and please tell the people where you at, because we want our community to show up. Okay, I'm gonna go get a Medi Petty, and support too, because that's what we have to do. But tell the people where you at, how to connect with you. Now you say you're the traveling nurse, so I mean the traveling nurse.
I spiritually nurse some people, okay?
She's the healer.
Okay. I know. I mean, as the nail tech, traveling nail tech. So is this like mobile? Because I just need community to understand what are you just mobile? Is it, how does that work as being the traveling nail tech?
Okay, so you can find me at JB Traveling Nail Tech on Instagram. And with me opening up the shop, since it is a stationary, so at first I was going to do a mobile bus. So I still have the bus. However, Spirit just has me doing something different. They were telling me to meet people where they are, both physically and spiritually. So that's what I did. But with new levels comes new charges, comes new expectations. And so now Spirit has me stationary off of 35th and Roar in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And I do ship products. So that's press-ons, that's, again, body oils, whatever oils that are in closed containers, I can ship those as well. And then I can do readings and things over the phone and even virtual. But for people in Milwaukee, they can physically come to me right now. I do offer the traveling still for the elderly and the disabled, and for like bigger events at this time. I did just have a little one in July, so I'm spending a little bit more time with her as well. That's also one of my biggest reasons for taking a pause on traveling all the time. But I am definitely looking into outsourcing. So not only just traveling in my city, but outside of my city, because I want people to know, especially our melanated people, to know that we do take care of our own people, even if it's one person at a time. But there's still people that are looking to take care of their people, because if we don't start taking care of our people, who will? Who can we expect to do so?
Milwaukee. Yeah. Come on, y'all, go see the traveling nail tech, okay? Now, before I pass it to Ayana, I gotta say, I keep seeing your nails flicking. I gotta see the nails. I gotta see the work. I know you're doing what is going on over there?
Beautiful. Now that is the work of an amazing, talented.
And these are actually press-ons.
Look I gotta order mine.
Let me know. I ship, okay.
I just followed you, okay?
That's probably when my baby came here with the phone. He like, Mom.
No, I mean this is cool. And then the therapy part. They have all kind of therapies now going on. There's nail shops in California where they have CBD bombs that they put in there while they're doing your feet and different things.
I actually do have an aloe high foot balm, and I put CBD in it, and it has roses, witch hazel, rosemary, coconut oil, CBD, and it's for the feet. And not only are the herbs in there healing to help hydrate the feet, to heal crack damaged feet, but there's also enchanting intentions in it. So when I made it, it's made for helping you order your steps on the path that you're supposed to be going on. So it's both medicinal and metaphysical.
Wow, deep stuff. Ayana, go ahead. Go jump in there, Ayana.
Amen, somebody. You know what? You are so inspiring, first of all, because I'm a nail tech as well. But I took a break. I took a break from nails because I started my daycare. But like just hearing you speak and how you've incorporated just the healing aspect of it and just trying to make people feel good and meeting them where they're at. We need more of that. And that was kind of my reasoning of becoming a nail tech, just because I wasn't getting that type of support or that love or just that calmness when I went to the nail salon. So I want to know from you, what inspired you to start doing nails?
Whoa. Okay. So I've always been into nails. I'm not going to lie. Literally. And I tell people this all the time. I remember the very first pair of press-ons I've ever had as a kid. So my mom, she was very strict. So there was always it was a Winnie the Pooh set, a press-on set in the beauty supply store. She would never let me get it. And I kept asking. And one day she came outside. She brought me and my sister outside. She's like, here. And it had the glue in there and the sticky tabs and everything. So I could use the glue too. Yeah. So ever since that day, I've always been into nails. I'm an artsy person as well. So I was that kid drawing on my homework. And it's so funny because my oldest son, now he draws on his homework. But I was drawing on my homework, drawing in class. I always carried around a sketchbook or just notebooks and loose leaf paper. And I used to sit at tables with my cousins, with my friends, and some of them are actually watching right now that I actually started a lot of it with. And I just felt like when I started to take it seriously, that's when the divine timing was. I used to say, "Oh, I wish I would have got it more serious so long ago," or "I wish I would have did it when this X, Y, and Z." But I'm often corrected when I say that now because I feel like I may not have been exactly where I needed to be if I would have started then. And I'm grateful for this time, but I started to take it serious, I would say back in 2019. I have been working jobs that I liked, but I continued to overachieve in them. So that I was doing a manager's job, I was doing everybody else's job, but they weren't paying me enough.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, God, look, you blessed me with 50 million talents. I need you to make one of them show up and show out for me. And I literally, after I had my 3-year-old, I left and I bought all the nail stuff. And I just was up sundown to sundown. Some days I didn't go to sleep. I was practicing in and out, in and out. And the more I did it, the more it became more lucrative. The more I wanted to do it, the more challenging it became. Now, when you're doing nails, a lot of people, when they see you do them, it looks so easy.
Mm-hmm.
But when you teach it and they start, they be like, wait,
Jesus,
how do you do this? And it's not an overnight thing. And I tell people that all the time. But my favorite part is the challenge. It's a new canvas, literally every finger, every person. And the challenge is what keeps me. The nail industry changes over and over and over. It's not a banking job to where you at the cash register, you handing out money all day. It gets mundane. It becomes the same. Yeah, you talk to people all day, but you get tired of it. And that's how, because I actually did used to work at a bank. And that's what happened. I just got tired of the same routine. When you do nails, the sets are usually never the same. The people are usually never the same. The conversations are usually never the same. And the outcomes are usually never the same. And it's just always something new. And it's very, very, very therapeutic for me as a person. It's like, you know how they have the adult coloring books? That's what nails are for me. And I have so much fun doing it.
Wow, that's phenomenal. Very powerful stuff. I was about to mute you though, okay? I'm not gonna lie, I was about to mute you because my 6-year-old granddaughter's watching and she probably going, Papa, she had glue and nails. Why I can't have glue and nails? I might tell this girl, you ain't put no glue and nails in my house. So she probably
I'll send her some sticky tabs with the little kids. Because you know what? I'm actually getting ready to start a kids line. I bought the sets and stuff already. So I do have sticky tabs. So tell her
Please
I can
don't.
they just look. They're like that big. Should be okay. It ain't no glue, it's just stickers.
Definitely. I mean, you know, and I think you hit on something, you know, you prayed on it and it came your way. And I think it just, you know, power of just, you know, not only praying on it, but just stepping into it, you know, and I just want to commend you for that because again, in our community, the fear of the unknown is so powerful.
Right.
The fear of the unknown will stop us from moving forward. So just want to say, you know, shout out to you for doing that. I hope we can do this more across this country as we service ourselves for the things that we use and build up our economy within our community. I think it's very powerful stuff that needs to be doing. But, you know, the other thing, I was going to mute you. That was one thing. And then two, I was gonna say, girl, them nails is too long. You know, I mean, I see some girls out there with them long nails. I'm gonna be like, do you really work? How you typing with them long nails?
Okay, like Peter.
Well, as a nail tech, she does not need to have all of that. You know, her hands are actually her way of promoting herself as well.
Yes. John. And that's why I love press-ons because I interchange them. I can take them off.
Exactly.
If I wanted to right now, I could pop them off, put another set on. People, that's their first
advertisement.
First conversation is, oh my goodness, can I see your nails? I'll be like, girl, yeah, I did them. And then I get.
And are they shocked when you say that? When you say, oh, I did them, they're shocked.
Then,
okay.
Right when I tell them they press ons, they'll be like, really? Girl, yes, honey, they press ons. I haven't worn acrylics in over a year. Like, it's so fun for me that having to do one set and look at it all the time, I'll be like, yeah, and I'm ready to take it off. So then I cut my nails off. And that's why I went to press ons because I love it. I love it.
So Charisma put a question up there. You see that question on the screen? Can you see
Yes,
it?
I do.
Can you talk about that? Because if I don't ask this question, she's gonna yell at me.
Okay, so I like to use the Kenrico chart and the chart for the hands as well. A lot of people don't know that there are a lot of pressure points inside of the feet and the hands, like literally from the tip, the very tip of your finger to the base of your palm. Excuse me. You can heal your spleen, your liver, your bladder, your heart. Like I said earlier, headaches, eyesight, certain ailments. And you can sometimes you can do it yourself. You can sit like this one is like really good for headaches. You can just sit, especially people that get migraines, menstrual, kidney. There's literally a chart. If you Google it, it will show you the foot and the hand and all the points. And some points you have to press for a certain amount of minutes. Some points you can just use your thumb and your index finger. But I like to do that when I'm working with my clients on their feet. A lot of people, because they don't get their feet done, they don't realize how good it feels just to simply touch your feet. Mm-hmm. You're on your feet all day. Your feet literally carry your weight. It's heavy. So when you put your feet up, something as simple as this on the foot, knock somebody out real good. When I tell you so many people fell asleep in my chair, I'm like, oh, get up. Hey, I need your foot back. Bring it back. Like, but it's really very healing. I don't even have to talk to you for you to get a healing, therapeutic feeling, a therapeutic experience, because literally if you start to listen to your body, allowing that energy to come through your feet and or your hands, you feel like you're walking on feathers when you leave.
Whoa, Veronica, you got me memorized over here. I'm like, ladies, she giving y'all the game out there, ladies. Go massage your guy foot. Okay? Go,
listen.
No, the game for men as well. That's the game for men as well, yes. John. Not just women, okay?
Look, yes. Y'all gonna give me a troll tonight. Black Facebook and Black Twitter's coming for me in the comments, okay? I'm gonna leave it alone, sister. I was just giving her a hard time, okay? I was just messing around. Jesus, my followers are so hard on me. I was just having a joke, okay? All right. But you know, I think this is great that you're doing it. I mean, just like I said, big ups to you to continue to do your work. Go ahead and just let folks know where you at. Community, go support the JB Traveling Nail Tech. Don't be coming up in there trying to walk out without paying and all that hood stuff, okay? Go support the Black people.
Ain't gonna be none of that.
Because listen, honey, they would try it. They tried. But yes, you guys can follow me on Instagram at JB Traveling Nail Tech for anything nail related. I do custom orders, same day, sometimes 3 to 5 day, depending on where you are as far as shipping goes. I do single boxes. I do value boxes for press-ons, or you can come to the city if you're not in the city and come and get service. The Frequency Unlimited _ that is my holistic page. I do custom orders on that. I create custom oils, candles, readings, anything holistic that you may need, energy work. I do all of that as well. So follow those pages. I'm a very open book, so you guys can reach out, ask questions. And that is one thing I want to say. A lot of people feel like when you go into this spiritual journey, you can't ask questions, or they feel like, oh, you're going to read me and read my energy. No, I'm not invasive. Many healers, they're not invasive. They might know already, but it's you who have to take that step for that journey. So feel free to ask those questions, because when we're not all on one accord in this journey, it's very hard for us to find where our tribe is, where we're supposed to be. So again, feel free to ask those questions in regards to frequency and or JB.
Now, Veronica,
yes,
I love the long nails. Okay, but don't get into the eyelash business. she gonna have the long eyelashes. Stay out of that business. Okay.
No, you know what? Lashes, they hit my glasses, so I don't even wear them. I don't wear them.
Don't mind John.
I'm having fun. I'm feeling so good with my people today. But community, seriously, get out there and go support this queen. Check out her Instagram. Order some stuff, okay? For all you people that say y'all support community, y'all know here at Both Sides of the Conversation, you can choose us, Amazon Smile. Choose Both Sides of the Conversation as one of your charitable organizations, okay? So when you go buy $1,000 worth of press-ons and clip-on and glue,
okay,
you can help support Both Sides of the Conversation in the process. And ladies, I know y'all shopping because every time I drive to the community, there's an Amazon truck dropping off package. So I'm gonna tell your husband. I'm gonna tell your husband. Okay, support us. Choose both sides of the conversation. That's one of your charitable organizations that Amazon Smile help us out. Well, with that being said, Queen, thank you for being here. We're going to help push out more of your information to community.
Thank you.
If there's any specials or any flyers you're making for specials that you want us to help get out to community, we will definitely do that to help you. But again, you are a hidden gem tonight, but you are not so hidden. Folks all across this amazing United States of America is going to see tonight's segment, and we're going to just call that into sales is just going to come. Your Amazon, TikTok.
Come on here.
All y'all ladies that want them 12-inch nails, she got them for y'all. Okay, reach out. But with that being said, thank you for coming on. And anytime we can help support anything, please let us know. We'll help support you. And much success to you. And thank you for being a hidden gem and continue to heal our community through the feet and nails to make us have a better community.
All right. Thank you. Have a good one, guys.
Thank you. Pleasure meeting you.
All right, community. There you go, community. The healer was just here healing us. You know, go out there and get your feet rubbed and your nails done, okay? Stay away from the 12-inch eyelashes, though, community. All right? And we're going to go ahead and get into our next hidden gem. Tonight, we have another powerful sister that is going to come on here and talk about the amazing things that she's doing to also help impact community. With that being said, Miss Contessa Tate, come on up here and speak to the people, Queen.
Thank you for having me on today.
No problem. Go ahead and give our community a little bit about you, where you grew up at, what you're doing, and how you impact the community.
Can y'all hear me?
We can hear you now. Go ahead. I can hear you now.
We can
hear you.
You hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
For some reason I couldn't hear y'all. I said, don't mess up now that I'm on.
Okay. No, we're not gonna call that spirit. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Off the hook though. I'm over here cracking up like, I'm over here cracking up. You are crazy. But I am grateful to be on here and just see all these amazing people that, you know, I'm getting to learn myself and learning of all the community events that are coming up. So again, thank you for having me on the show. My name is Contessa Tate. I do a lot of things, but I'm really excited to share my upcoming women's event called Confident Catwalk. This is our 4th year of going for it in the city of Richmond, and I look forward to nothing but greatness. A Confident Catwalk celebrates women in their businesses, in their endeavors to impact the community. We celebrate leaders, we celebrate students, we celebrate our young ladies. It is truly a place of sisterhood, and it brings me so much joy just to share the space with women who either have not been shown thank you for all the things that they've done, but also to just reiterate thank you for women who constantly make themselves visible to either change homelessness, to solve a problem, to feed children, to heal the community some way. I'm just really excited to be a part of such an amazing women's empowerment event. And you could go to our website to learn more of our event and also to purchase tickets at confidentcatwalk.com. The event will be held on Saturday, November 12th in the city of Richmond, California at CoBiz Richmond. So come out, and I look forward to seeing you all there.
Wow, that was a great introduction, but now we got to get into the work, okay? Because you're doing a number of things to help impact community. So definitely want to talk about the mental health, the risk population, you know, the suicide crisis. I think this is a very, very important time to continue to have these conversations in our communities. As I said in the opening, I was at an amazing retreat today. A lot of mental healing, a lot of, restorativeness, and just impact that's happening with folks unpacking some of their traumas, some of their issues, some of the triggers that impact them in community, and some of these relationships today that was able to come together from folks being grown, apologizing, taking responsibility, taking accountability, and bringing some healing, some peace to our community. You look at what's going on in Richmond, you look at what's going on in San Francisco, what's going on in Oakland. How do we bring some of that mental health services, some of that love and healing back to our community and repair some of this harm that continues to impact our community when we talk about gun violence, domestic violence, human trafficking. A number of traumas are being sold in our community, and we need mental health and we need that support. How do we get that?
Absolutely. I think this is it's a complex question to really answer, because I have both the perspective of being a community worker and being a Black woman from Oakland and growing up in Oakland, and also being a professional. And one thing that I've noticed to be true is that on a professional level, it's easy to tell people, okay, call 211, because the number 211 in your city is the resource. It has a resource hub that
Did we lose her?
I think she froze up. The Wi-Fi bug got her. All right, we're gonna try to get her back on in a second. We'll
community.
Okay.
And one thing that I noticed, did we break up?
Yeah, you froze up a little bit, but you back. We got reset.
No.
You gotta reset.
Let me reset. So the first thing I said is, from a service provider point of view, we refer people to go to 211 so that they can get connected to any community service in their region. So if you're in Oakland and you dial 211, it's going to go to the resources in Alameda County. If you're in Richmond and you dial 211, it's going to go to the resources in Contra Costa County, and so forth. But coming from a perspective of being a Black woman who understands the importance of mental health and understanding the layers of being a person of color, and I say Black outside of people of color because that's a whole nother story, but I'm going to say Black people, we need to get back to trusting one another, because the true mental health healing is going to come from us, for us, by us, and with us. Yes, it is so beautiful to talk to a therapist, and of course I'm going to advocate for it because I am a mental health professional. But I also believe that there is something more beautiful when we learn how to heal each other. And the way that we heal each other is by creating safe spaces for us to say, I have been offended, I have been hurt, and to be validated that they have experienced pain. One thing that I know to be true is that a lot of hurt comes from mistrust in the individuals you reach out to. So if you've been raped, been molested, had experienced any form of trauma, and you reach out to someone and say, this was my experience, this is how it hurts me, and I'm acting out because something happened to me and I need help. And if you turn around and minimize that person's experience, that's the moment we have now created a mental health epidemic of lack of trust, lack of vulnerability, and now people become hardened. Now you see people have symptoms that flare up in their behaviors. You see people acting out maybe aggressively towards one another, or they cause some sort of harm that it turns into a cancer. If one individual is not okay, that's going to spread to their house, to their classrooms, to their workplace. And now this cancer of mental illness, of aggression, of deep depression, oppression, of just any type of lack of emotional well-being, that stuff spreads. And so really, if we want to see true mental wellness, we got to continue to build communities, because mental illness it wasn't really a thing back in the day. And if you look at our levels of freedom and access to resources, they were stunted back in the day. Back in the day, we as Black people did not have as much access to resources and freedom and vulnerability as we do today. But why didn't we have so many mental health issues back in the past? And not to disregard that there was hidden issues and certain traumas and generational traumas that weren't spoken about. I'm not speaking to that. But as a whole, we were healthier. As a whole and as a community, we were more together. What changed? And what changed is that we stopped trusting each other. We no longer have communities. We no longer let our neighbors spank our kid if they see our kid outside acting up. If you went outside and you were acting up, you had about 5 grandmas on that corner that could whoop your butt before you went home. Or somebody could snatch you up, put you in a house, and say, I'm about to whoop you and I'm about to call your mama. Mm-hmm. Or if you needed food, let me feed you and I'm gonna call your mom. We stopped trusting each other because now we crazy. We crazy for real, because we've lost connection. So when people ask me about how to solve this problem, it's so layered for me that I have to, it really depends on who I'm talking to. But if I'm talking to us, I'm going to say, bring back community, bring back family. So conversations like this, bring in events where we start to see each other as brothers and sisters and no longer enemies. So we can stop fighting each other, stop trying to one up one another. When we really heal that part of our identity, we'll see mental illness actually decrease in our community because we remembered who we were to each other. But if you want the professional, call 211. They'll link you to a therapist, put you on a wait list, and meet your therapist.
Ms. Tate, I gotta push back a little bit, okay? You know you was coming on both sides of the conversation. Right? I gotta push back a little bit.
Please do.
Because I can't let you sell us to my community. And when you say, if I'm talking to us, you are talking to us, okay? So
Absolutely.
I want you to know, this platform is primarily to the Black and brown community. So you are talking to our people. The people that's watching look like me and you. But when you talk about in the past, that we didn't really have this in the past, or it was better in the past, I have to push back on that, okay? Because I think we have to stop selling that in our community. I think it was probably even more mental health and trauma that we had in our community in the past. It was just unnoticed, or it wasn't addressed because of the current times we have with the exposure and social media and the access to information. So I think it might have been a little worse back then, because I think the traumas that we dealt with in our community, post-slavery, Jim Crow, living in this country alone, okay, has been damaging to our community, okay? And you have to remember,
totally
back
agree.
then, people were silenced, okay? They couldn't speak it up, right? Men suffered in silence. They might have came back from the war and they couldn't speak up that something was going on in their head, right? Because we couldn't get services. Or if we said something was wrong with us, they would deny our GI Bill money, okay? So it's a lot of number dynamics, okay? But you are hitting on something, okay? Things are being addressed more. I think it's being exposed more. You know, having phenomenal gems like you come on, and Jeronica, to be vulnerable, right? To talk about their things when they're going through it. And that's why I think it's so powerful in our community to have Black men and Black women come on this platform. When we talk about mental health, when we talk about the anxieties, the depression, the PTSD, the things that we go through, the traumas, and be vulnerable so that other people in our community can say, hey, it's okay. If they going through that, I feel the same way. But sometimes in our community, we get silenced and we don't empower our voice, and we get embarrassed and we like, oh, we don't want to say this. You know, I think we have to break that mindset in our community. But there is more mental health services that is needed, okay? And I'm going to keep saying this on my platform, okay? We need to invest in mental health like we invested in COVID-19, okay? That type of money, that type of response, that type of reaction, okay? We really want to make a change in America. If you really want to make a change, we're going to have to invest heavily in mental health, and we're going to have to spend the funding that we spent for COVID to make that positive change. And also, you know, we're going to have to figure out ways, okay, to change our educational structure when it comes to the amount of hours, testing, and amount of time that these folks who are in these professional backgrounds so they can get out into our communities faster, okay? When there was COVID, let me tell you what they did in California and COVID community. As soon as COVID got so bad, Governor Newsom signed an emergency bill to make the colleges reduce the requirement for nurses to get out there in the field, right? Because they were short so many people, right? We have a crisis of mental health workers in our community right now, okay? So how do we put policy in place to say, hey, we're going to cut back this hour. These folks are culturally appropriate. They Black. They didn't met most of the requirements. Let them get out in the community and start doing some work, okay? We're going to have to figure out those structures in place to help our community. And I know some folks will argue, push back, and say, well, John, we got to make sure folks is ready. We don't want to hurt people, hurting people. At the end of the day, right now, our people need anything that they can get to help them on a positive trajectory. Okay, whoever that is that look like them, make them feel comfortable, make them want to open up and talk. We need that. Okay, Black folks need Black folks. Black folks need other folks. But again, you know, when we talk about meeting people where they at, That also has to change, okay? I'm in a lot of these meetings that our mental health folks are talking about people got to meet them where they're at, okay? And then it's like, come to my office. You have to come get services from me. Meeting people where they're at in our community, sometimes you got to bring the services to them, okay? We got too many blocks that folks can't cross, gangs, different things, and we got to show up, okay? We got to show up. The community organizations got to show up, and we got to get more involved. I just told a mental health professional today, okay? I've been to a number of funerals over the last couple of weeks, okay? The young people are up there crying for help. They talk about they want to give up. They can't believe their friend is dead. They're dealing with high anxiety. They don't know if they want to live no more, okay? These are the things that they're saying, and there's no mental health professionals at these funerals. We got to do a better job, community, to be innovative, to be intentional, okay? I would have loved to see, they always saying, where the young people at? The young people don't want to get help. They don't want to get services. You got to go where the young people at. When a young person is murdered in our community, mental health service providers should be there in drones. And when those young folks get through talking and expressing how they feel, we should be having people that say, hey, come here, young lady. Come here, young man. Let's talk to you for a second. Let us connect you and get you some help to deal with this. You see what I'm saying? So we still got a lot of work. And I'm not saying that
Absolutely.
we got a lot of work, but I'm glad you brought that up. But to my mental health folks out there, okay, I'm tired of these poverty pimp mental health folks in our community. Our community is suffering right now, okay, and included with the increase of inflation, gas, and the loss of discretionary funds and jobs. As we get into these holiday seasons, the amount of loved ones folks in our community have lost over the last year. We need our mental health providers to be active in our community during this holiday season to make sure our suicide rates don't go up, to make sure our homicide rates don't go up. We need our mental health folks out there, and this is a call to action. I don't care what city, what state, what county you in. All of our mental health providers this holiday season, we need y'all to be present in the community, okay? I'm putting that out there because they need to hear that. There's a lot of funding, a lot of money that's going to these providers, okay? And our people in our community are still not getting those resources and still not having access to get the mental health treatment that they need, and we got to step up and do a better job. So that's to all of our community organizations that deal with mental health. Okay, we do not want to see an increase of suicide during this holiday season when we have an opportunity to engage with our community, work with these young people before they go on their winter breaks, make sure that they're okay. When there's shootings in our community, how do we get more Black grievance counselors in our community? We got to start doing it. A white kid shoot up a school, they got 50 grief counselors there. Black kid gets shot every day in our community. We got no grief counselors in the school. Terrible.
It's strategically planned that way. I've actually been on plenty of committees about that. And I've actually been a part of some dispatch teams that went out into some local community areas that have been shot up. And we've been doing this stuff pro bono. We don't even get paid to go out here. And that's a discrepancy in itself. But for the time being, there are a lot of African-American and ally individuals who do come flood these areas. But one thing that I want to say from a different perspective, because I also have a history of, and I have a consulting business as well. And with that consulting business, I do program planning, business planning, and grant writing. And one thing that I find very, very disheartening is that when I come together for some of our organization that targets mental health or service-based providing work to our kind, what I see a lack of is infrastructure building. When I'm in a room full of, Caucasian individuals, they already know their budget. They have certain criteria that they know they want to meet. They already know who's going to provide services, and they're able to flood and streamline their efforts. But when I meet with our community members, one thing that I feel like is missing is professional individuals who know the language, need to come into these areas and help these Black and brown communities step their game up. And that's one of my personal endeavors with my consulting firm, is that I purposely help Black and brown nonprofits and small businesses with their language. I help them with their grant writing proposals so that they can also be very competitive when they go to these stakeholder meetings. And one thing that I realized is while I was out in the field doing this work, I'm like the only one that is able to do this in my area. So if we're going to do a call to action, my call to action is people who are professional and have certain titles like I do, and people who have the vernacular, know the language, and know these protocols. If you could donate 2 hours of your time to coming out to these businesses that may not be able to pay you up front, because I'm gonna be honest, a lot of work I've done for my people, the pay don't come right away. I'm doing it out of heart and out of love, but it's because of a bigger purpose. Donate about 2 of your hours to say, let me read your proposal and make sure you're using the right language. So when those millions of dollars have been issued down through the state, local, and county chambers, these smaller Black-owned nonprofits are able to be competitive enough to even get the money. So I not only do the work and do direct service work, I'm also doing the admin, and I'm seeing what business is lacking. So I really feel like we have really great ideas. We have great heart, but let's get the business portion together. And I'm always on anyone's team and initiative to do that. And I want us to be strong on paper, because when we're coming against these organizations that don't care about us and don't have the same heart like us, they have the language and they're able to take money from us because they know how to write that proposal a certain way. And here I come with my books and my paper and say, okay, I could be just as competitive with you. And I'm over here preaching to my people like, give me your budget. Let me help you justify your narrative. Let me help you make an organization chart so that we could show we got the capacity to serve our community, and that this is the dollar amount that we need to meet this capacity to service the community, so that we can really see our people, for our people, by our people being the professionals, our people being the CEOs and the administrative workers. We got to take our community back, but we also got to be strategic. And it's more than just being at the forefront on the flyer. We also got to know that paperwork language too. So let's put the call to action to paraprofessionals to come back to the community with their gift. And let's really get this money so we could do this work for real.
So, I got to challenge you again. Because I'm calling bluff. So I'm going to have my team reach out to you, okay?
Please do.
And I'm going to have you come and support both sides of the conversation, okay? I'm just going to leave it at that. But what I'm going to say is this. I'm glad you said that, because I'm always calling out these poverty pimps in our community. It's too many white organizations who come, and like you said, they have the support services to write the grants, to make the data look good, but they really don't do the work and have the impact. Right. And the people that's really having an impact doing the work can't get the money.
Can't do the paperwork.
Because they can't do the paperwork. Right. And I agree 100% with you. Because this is another problem in our Black community that we got to talk about. Our elite Blackism in our communities. Okay. These folks who go get their PhDs, their master's degrees, and they come back and they too good to help out the community. Or they want to poverty pimp our community and charge us the highest consulting fees. That's also a negative thing in our community that we got to address, because I'm sick of the Black on Black oppression. And, our folks, our elitist folks who go to college and think, oh, I'm a doctor now, I can just take advantage of my community. That also has to stop. We have to call it out. And then we got our people in the hood that just, you can't get validation if you ain't been to prison and shot 20 times. Your word ain't nothing either. So we got a lot of work we got to do. And that's what I'm saying. When we talk about the wellness of our community, the wellness of the people, okay, there's a lot of work that we got to do. So why are we fighting? Why are we so divisive? Why are we working in silos? This is the time. I think Black America, this is the time. I told y'all before, we feel like we're neutral. We got to put the car in drive. We can't worry about the history. We can't worry about the trauma. We can't worry about the pain. We can't worry about all of the things that's not important to us. We got to take advantage of this time that we have to build unity and solidarity within ourselves. Okay, there is a plan that is wiping us off this earth, and we have to come together. We got to work together. We have to bring the great minds together to make this thing work and make sure that's impactful for our community, because our community folks need us. So I challenge all the Black grant writers, come to the community, come find an organization to support I know a number of organizations that can use your services. I am sick of people playing the game with their performative. How do I get involved? How do I connect? You want to connect?
Right.
You want to give up some of your volunteer time? Call me. Reach out to both sides of the conversation. I got a list of people I can send you to refer you that need a grant writer, that need professional consultants, that need it. You want to get help? Call me. I'll get you in the right direction and send you out to the people. But Ayana, is there anything you want to ask this queen? Because she knows both sides of the conversation. I'm getting riled up over here. I don't want to.
I see, John. I didn't want to step on your toes, brother. But I kind of want to just bring you back because we had a lot of comments just about the teens, and how you brought up the fact that our ancestors, yeah, they had mental health issues and struggles, but they were resilient, and then they
Absolutely.
they were faith-based. So it's like, how do we get our teens on that? Because nowadays, like you said, you can't whip your neighbor's kids. They go to school, they act a fool, and nobody can say nothing to them.
Nope.
So how do we incorporate that with getting our youth, our children, just to have that spirit of, there's a higher being that's guiding you and navigating you through this world, and when times are hard, that's who you lean on, that's who you call on. And I think a lot of that plays into mental health because they feel like they're just fighting this world by themselves and they don't understand like there's always this support here. So how do we get that out to them?
What is so crazy, because I worked under two major shelters in Richmond. I also worked in some runaway community organizations in Solano County. And one thing that I saw to be very true was that a lot of our youth right now have no respect for anything higher than them, whether it's on a spiritual level, whether it's their mama, daddy, teacher. They have no regard to consequences to behaviors. So in retrospect, it's really dangerous. Like if we're not using cute words, our youth today are in a very dangerous place, because when an individual has no regard to authority, period, then they are dangerous because they are now unpredictable to how they're going to regard you, even if you are a harmless individual coming their way. But one thing that I saw to work, and my husband does this very well, because he's a street preacher. He's a street preacher. He's really, he goes against brothers who's carrying right in front of him, and they lay their guns down at his feet while he's praying for them. And one thing that I've seen to really work is genuinity. Do you know what being authentic could really do when you walk up to somebody? Like game recognized game. When you walk up to somebody, you can feel their spirit. You can feel that energy on them. You could tell like, oh, no, you a clown. Like, okay, this is a clown. Like, you really don't even have to say much. Someone can feel you a clown. But if you really come in front of people and your mannerisms, your posture shows like, I really care about you. I really care about you, young blood. Or my favorite thing is I sis people to death. If I see a woman, young girl, little, if a girl is young, she's a baby doll. I'm like, come here, baby doll. If it's a young boy, I'm here, son, or come here, nephew. Like getting back to what I said earlier, we lost community. So just those words that I use, I'm letting you know you're not a threat to me. That when I see you, I see my little brother, sister, nephew. I see a son. I see a daughter. Sometimes by the word that I use to call them out, they cry immediately. Because some people have disassociated, and that is a form of depression and anxiety, is disassociation. They have disassociated with the identity of being a lovable human being. So by me clearly just saying, come here, little sis, I've immediately allowed you to identify with something positive and connect it to a group or community of love. I said, sister. If I say, brother, I have now put an identity of fellowship with you by calling you my brother. But instead of being niggas, bees, and hoes, you know what I mean? Like we have, come here, you my bee. Like, yeah. I ain't gonna lie, growing up, I used to do that all the time. And then when I really learned like the violence of that word, the aggression of calling my other sister a bee, now we queens and sisters, because I need you to see that you've internalized that mixed identity. So right now, to really engage with these young people is to now embrace them like family. You can't show them that you're scared of them. Whenever I see a whole bunch of black boys, black and brown boys walking, they could legitimately be up to no good. But you know what I do? Hey, what y'all up here doing? Who y'all clowning today? What y'all doing good? How's school? I bet you super bad. Y'all doing right by y'all. Give me $5. If y'all do something good right now, I'll give you $5. I'm breaking that ice with them. I'm letting them know, like, you family, I'm not scared of you. And once we bridge that connectivity back, we can immediately get to what is your underlying need. Some mental illness can be cured if you just feed somebody on a consistent basis. I turned your lights on and now you can have a good night's sleep. And now you're not walking around here paranoid, because really these kids walking around here paranoid because they don't even sleep no more. So now they walking around here with sleep deprived, schizophrenic like symptoms. And it's all because they don't sleep and they smoke weed. What happens when you don't sleep and smoke weed right before you go to school? I used to go to like Edna Brewer, and I used to go over to Dewey and Bunch of them. And imagine not eating, not sleeping. The first thing you do is roll up a blunt. Now you wonder why you got schizophrenic symptoms. That all that stuff can be mitigated by the most simplest things: food, sleep, love. And if we can get to those basic needs right there, then we could get to the real stuff. Man, let's talk about how you were beat up every single day of your life because your daddy was drunk. Now we can start getting to your mama's a hoe, and she been leaving you in your house, and she been leaving you and your siblings. You can't even get to school because you watching your siblings because your mama outside. Like, now we can get to real stuff, because first I fed you, I loved on you, showed you I wasn't scared of you, and I'm consistent. John was talking about people who be calling your bluff, like, oh, call me if you need me. Now, you ain't got to call my bluff. You could Google me and see I'll be out here. So no, I ain't the one. But there is people who's like that. And what I notice about them is they've come out 3 or 4 times. They'll be consistent for like 4 times. And then they fall back because there's no more hype to it. It's a hype. You can tell who be out here working because we see the same 10 people every day. And I want to challenge you, John Henry, since you've been challenging me this whole time. I've been here. You've been challenging me this whole time. Now, real talk. Get this. I hear you what you talk about these high prices. I also believe in getting paid and fed, because it's the same 10 people out here doing this work. We over here dying and not eating and not sleeping, and our bills not getting paid. But I do understand, I use wisdom with my prices, but I do want to change the narrative that you can't eat, because I've been working in nonprofit, homeless, and community, and that is not the 6 and 8 and 20 figures that you can make if I went to San Francisco. I'm making less than what other people are making, but there's another way that I find a gratitude in the work that I do. But I also challenge people, like, you don't have to necessarily die just to prove that you down for the cause. And we got to be careful, because burnout and compassion fatigue is very real. Because if you're out here doing any type of community service work, you can almost become numb, because you working so hard in a field that if you don't get replenished some way and you don't practice self-care, you will grow a fatigue to the person that you're serving, and you won't even be present anymore. You won't be an effective witness, an effective tool, an effective service worker, because you're not taken care of. So we gotta be careful for the 5 and 10 people who's hitting these blocks repeatedly. We can't die, because then we won't be able to serve. So I really feel like we should be doing a lot more mentoring programs where we're bringing more people in and we're teaching them how to be like me, how to be like John, how to be like Ayana. Like, okay, I need 5 other me's. You need to come follow me so I could pass a baton, because when I get older, really, you should be stepping down and you an advisor, and they the ones who the forefront of the mission. We got to get in a routine of boosting up our leaders, taking care of our leaders, finding a predecessor, and making sure that those predecessors are educated so they can hold the mantle. So it's a whole system we got to create for ourselves. But, these are big boy conversations.
I love the conversation, because I'm always in the big boy conversation. We are trying to build our own ecosystem. It is important that we do it in our communities. Okay. And I agree with you. Let me just put this out there. Okay. I'm never going to do that. You do work, you should get paid for your work. And again, I understand that in this nonprofit world, you got to pay folks for the service. But again, I know that there are people who do take advantage of their information and overcharge our community. But again, absolutely. Yes, our people have worked enough for free. And I always tell people, they come to me. I go to meetings. They like, John, can you get some people to come do this? I say, hold on. You go give my people some money. You'll give them a stipend. Right. You'll give them something. Okay. We don't work for free. They've been working free all their life. You go get them something. I don't care. I don't do that. If I got to ask a survey, I'm paying my people to do this.
Yeah.
If we give you this for an interview, we're going to pay you for it. We have to do that, right? We have to bring that reciprocity to our community. So I'll give you that. And whatever you want to challenge me with, I guarantee you I'll be there to support and do it. And I appreciate the work that you're doing. I'm glad you named that and called it out. Okay. But I am going to say this. When it comes to the self-care, when it comes to the rest, okay, you're right. All that, you got to do it. But my ancestors didn't get that break, okay? So I always tell people when they say, John, you going, I'm going to say, listen, my folks were pulled over here on the ship. They didn't want to be chained down. They want to get up and throw up, and they couldn't. They ran through the woods trying to get free. They was getting scraped up, ate, bit by dogs, everything. They wanted to give up, but they didn't. They didn't get that opportunity. So I'm not going to sit here and cry about how much rest and time I'm not getting, because at the end of the day, the goal is to pass the torch. And as Black folks, we got to come to an understanding in this country that one day our time is going to be up. We got to stop trying to preserve and think everything. You don't know what death is right around the corner. And I'm going to tell you, I experienced through family, everything over the last several months, lose my mom, everything. Like I look at life different. We only got a short time here. Our job is to impact. We are here to increase, not decrease our communities. And I'm going to take my mental health care when I can. But doggone it, when I'm out there grinding, move out the way if you're slow me up, okay? Because my people, they need help. And it is not me. It's my ancestors that tell me to move. I move the way they tell me to move. And I'm always going to rock like that. So, again, powerful stuff, Miss Sister, okay? I will be having my executive assistant reach out to you tomorrow. We're going to talk about some things, okay? We'll get you set up. And we'll talk about some things, and we'll empower what you're doing, because I think grant writing is so important. We need a grant writer. So again, we definitely gonna link up. I'm gonna have my team reach out to you. But again, these are the powerful conversations, community. This is why I love this Hidden Gem segment, because there's some small nonprofit out there that's looking for a grant writer, looking for somebody to come help structure their organization. You have met Miss Tate tonight. See, now you're not so hidden. Somebody's going to go back and be like, what's her name again? Let me go follow her on Instagram. I got to pull her up. She in Richmond. Is she in North Richmond or South Richmond? But why are we going to find her in Richmond? Okay? Community. Support our Black businesses. Here's another powerful sister who is doing some amazing, amazing things. Reach out. Connect with her. Send her a DM. Let her know you in the business, okay? We're going to uplift our community. That's what we're going to continue to do here at both sides of the conversation, as we will continue to do our part in changing this narrative and making things seen from a different lens in our community. With that being said, before I let you go, Ms. Tate, is there any final shout out you want to give? I know you've been representing, telling your husband. Go ahead and give your husband a shout out, but shout out anybody that you want to shout out before we let you go tonight, okay?
Now, I want to give a shout out. I see my sisters lighting up the comments. Willeen Turner, Leela Turner, thank y'all for watching. And then Tony, thank you for inviting me to be on here. And everybody who's out here working and grinding, I salute you, because we're all unsung heroes. And even if you see the fruit of your labor, the people that's coming behind you is thanking you. So I appreciate for what you're doing right now. So that's all I got to say.
All right. Thank you very much. There you have it. Powerful conversation with Ms. Tate. Reach out to her. All we're going to keep doing, community, is step instead until we get to the top. We're going to work together. We're going to build this love and unity and solidarity in our community. We can do it. It ain't hard.
It's not
Maybe
hard.
It starts off jumping rope. Maybe it starts going to see Miss Tate. Maybe it starts with giving our y'all a call. Go get your nails done. Get your feet done. Whatever we got to do to connect, we're going to connect. And, like I always say here, Miss Tate, when you was talking about the young people before I let you go, I always tell people, before we correct the young people, we got to connect with them. So thank you for highlighting that, because I always say that. You got to connect before you correct. These elders in the community, they come in hot and heavy. Oh, these young
they
people.
do.
I said, hold on. First, get to know the young brothers. See what their issues is. Then go in there and tell them what they need to be doing. Don't just come here and telling our people what they need to do. So thank you for highlighting that. And, we appreciate you. And my team will be reaching out to you real soon.
Absolutely.
You'll be hearing from us. So thank you again for coming on as one of our hidden gems. Connect, y'all. Check out the Instagram. The information is on the screen. All the ladies out there, go support the catwalk.
Yes, come out.
Walk it out.
Wait a minute.
And it's a real catwalk. We got a live DJ, so y'all really are going to be walking. We have food vendors, a live DJ, catwalk. It's a big vibe, so y'all come through.
Man, very powerful stuff. Thank you again for coming on. Our team will be reaching out to you. You are a hidden gem. Take your self-care, but don't stop doing the work. We need another Harriet Tubman to set our community free. All right, we're going to hold you to that. Keep doing the work. Keep blessing our people. And thank you again, Queen, for being here tonight.
Thank you.
All right, have a blessed evening. All right, our last hidden gem. Okay, you know he got to be a gentleman. He let all the ladies go first. He sat there waiting patiently. He way out in North Carolina, sisters. Okay, but he's hanging in. Brother Courtney, come on up and talk to the people.
It's after the Courtney's bedtime, John. He's tired.
I had my blanket right here just in case, like y'all was going in. I was listening, taking it all in, so it's all good.
We appreciate your patience.
Yeah.
See, ladies, it is still good brothers out here that know how to let ladies go first.
Hey, if I would have known it would be 1 hour and 31 minutes, I might have. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Well, glad to have you, Courtney. And, go ahead and talk about your business and some of the other things that you're doing to impact community and let the community know who you are. Give them a quick little bio of you, who you are, where you at, what you're doing. And then, talk about your business and things that you're doing to help impact community.
Yeah. So Contract Black is a talent marketplace for people of color. So if you've ever used the platforms Upwork, Fiverr, freelancer.com, found somebody on Facebook Marketplace to do a website, graphic design, logo, manage a project for you, grant write, virtual assistant, our platform is a hub for that for people of color. And we are all about inclusion, basically erasing the excuses of, hey, I can't find Black talent. So that's the problem that we're solving. We launched in May, have over 100 freelancers on the platform, and full steam ahead. Can't hear you.
Sorry about that. I said, wow, that's important stuff that you're doing. So is this kind of like a repetitive service? Is it like a monthly service fee type of business, or is it, by, the community needs?
Wonderful question. So let's say both sides of the conversation is like, you know what, I really, really, really want to get a new website done. You post your job, hundreds of freelancers come on and bid. They say, hey, I've got 10 years of experience. You go through, look at the portfolios, you do video chats to select who you want to do business with. You pay X% of the money down, which we hold in escrow. So no one just runs off on you with the bread. And from there, once you've approved that job, we release funds to that freelancer because we got to get these folks paid. And we have a small percentage of that is where the business model comes from. So you can adjust what you're looking to do. If you want to have somebody monthly, hourly, one time, you pick your poison.
Oh, man, that's very cool. I'm going to have to look into that.
Please
I know
do.
you know who our team leader is. You know who's running this thing. So I'm going to have to go ahead and make sure we spend some Black dollars with you to help do some of the things that we need to do to build up our organization and just ways to connect our community. There's a great need in our community for the type of services that you're providing and giving access to, because I just think when you look at nonprofits across this country, when you look at small businesses across this country, especially in the Black and brown community, there's a huge need of those type of support services. Folks are having trouble with, getting resources to find a website person or whatever they need, a graphic designer or, marketing person, editing, things like photography and stuff like that. It is so hard, and as a small business, a lot of times those are, moms and pop stores, they struggling, they don't have the resources, or maybe they're not computer savvy to do all of this stuff, right? So to have this type of contracted system set up, I think is very dope. And, I definitely want to help get this information out to the community because, we need this. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know how your phones are not blowing up. We definitely we need to make sure that this information is getting out there. We do have your social media handles up there, but you know what I was going to say to some of the other folks too is you should put together a PowerPoint presentation and educate the folks and tell them how to get connected. And maybe we could get you to come back on our educational Thursday and just do a presentation, because I've been trying to get more and more people to not just talk about what they're doing, actually come on our platform and do a step-by-step walkthrough and say, hey, when you get to the website, click on this, do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And this is for this service. You know what I mean? Because some of our people need that, right? And I think the more that we could do as community to be intentional to make sure we're connecting with our folks, I think is very important. So I think that's cool stuff that you're doing. And yeah, I would love to have something like that.
Yeah, I concur. So I'm one of the co-founders. I head up the partnerships, right? And I'm very technical, but I prefer to get in front of people. I prefer to be the connector. And with that said, we are making partnerships with tons of different organizations from Houston, Atlanta, you name it. And most of our team is here in Charlotte. So, but we're in a remote world. And the good news is anybody can, again, the name is virtual assistant. And I actually met with hundreds of virtual assistants that signed up for the platform and are making headway and having the conversations around how can I support your business? And again, reach out to me directly if you have specific questions around how can I build a profile? How can I market myself? Because oftentimes we just don't know what we don't know. So we just toss anything on LinkedIn, and that's your brand. We toss anything on Facebook saying, oh, I'm doing websites. So on the side of, or what is underneath all of that is we're hustlers by nature, right? Oh man, I want to help you do this. No, I'm keeping my blanket. I want to, you know, we're hustlers by nature, right? What's your Cash App, right? And I'll pay you to do the service, but then Uncle Sam doesn't get paid. We're undervaluing our product, as well as we just don't have our books and affairs in order. So we have a suite of other products on the back end for our freelancers and resources, right? Tax professionals, attorneys. People are doing great work, but you're only as good as that, 1099 at the end of the year. Make sure it's documented. And I'm happy to join an educational Thursday because I love what you're doing, how you're trying to connect community. And that's what we're about, because Upwork, Fiverr, there are folks in Indonesia killing those markets saying, oh, I can do it for $3 an hour. We give it a shot and we're like, man, I hate it. The logo absolutely sucks. So you've now paid this Indonesian man who is very thankful for the bread, and you're going back to Facebook saying, who can revamp my website? Who can, and they don't understand our lingo. They don't understand what we're looking for, you know? We just don't, there's a certain verb we use. There's a certain swag about how we communicate with one another that certain ethnicities just won't understand. But we have to diminish that light when in interviews, putting those proposals together. Now we've got a place where, you know what, the gloves are off. Do what you want to do because I'm talking to somebody that looks exactly like me. And that's where we're at with it.
Wow, that's very phenomenal. But Ayana, go ahead and ask some questions.
No, that's some powerful stuff, because it's so funny that this is your business and I'm literally looking for someone to build a website for me. So I will be contacting you. But when it comes to like Fiverr, because I've used them as well, and like you said, they're all overseas. And so like are all of your freelancers here within the United States? Are they all Black? How does that work? Or how do you hire? How do you vet your freelancers?
Yeah. So let me walk you through the cycle really quick. You sign up for the website, we get an alert in our messaging thing that says new sign up, which is over 100. Like I mentioned, big milestone for us. You then schedule an interview to speak to myself or one of my colleagues. And then we approve you to be on the app, because not that we're trying to segregate or anything, but we're trying to eliminate having a lot of spam on the website, right? But also we are trying to keep it US based. And I'm just very cognizant around the word choices, but just like Black people meet, right? The website was there. Not all Black people were on the website, and that's cool. However, the majority of matches that existed were those of color. So we're going to do that exact same thing in our talent marketplace. So yeah, if you wanted to be a client, right, and you can do both sides, but if you wanted to be a client, you could post your job, as well as you can ultimately reach out if you had a product or if you had a service you wanted to provide.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
It looks like Charisma has a question for you, brother.
Of course she
Yes.
does.
So what's the inspiration story behind you starting this business?
Yeah, how much time we got? So for starters, a friend of mine went through a entrepreneurial cohort for Black businesses. I started a business. So if you've ever used Style Seat, Squire, or any of that, I built a platform like that years ago, but didn't have enough community support, so it failed. And I don't mind sharing that, right? Another buddy of mine also started a business where it was a stock market simulator, didn't have enough community support, it failed. He reached out to me maybe 2019, 18 and said, dude, I think I got it. We got to team up. We got to make this business. I'm like, what is it? And he said, it's a Black marketplace. I want to recycle the Black dollar. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's dope. I'm still doing my own thing, being stubborn as we tend to do. And he called me again. He said, dude, 3 months later, he said, dude, you gotta just give me a shot. So his rationale for the business, he was on Upwork hustling. He left his job with the city to go and do digital marketing. And he was getting a lot of his customers on Upwork and wherever he could find them. Looks just like me. And he was doing the work, but he was not getting as many customers based on his profile. He said, well, let me try something. So he took his picture down, increased his sales. We can say it's a coincidence, but he increased his sales significant enough that he didn't have to go back to corporate America. So he said, well, damn, now let me go ahead and take it a step further. Airbnb, and I'm also an Airbnb host, literally doesn't allow you to see the guest profile picture until you accept the booking. Why is that important? And you can't see their last name. Why is that important? It eliminates discrimination against people of color. There are specific rules in place. That's why Uber, you can't say, hey, I want that last driver back. Have them pull back up. No, you choose a Uber X, you get that Toyota Camry. You choose a Uber Black, you can have a Suburban come pick you up. It's not uncommon there. You would be a fool to think that unconscious bias doesn't still exist. Systemic racism still doesn't exist. And if, again, whites, Asians, everybody, they still shop with one another. We're the only ones that say, I ain't, nah, you messed up my order when I ordered that plate. I'm not coming back. And instead of telling me that, you go and tell Facebook that. But again, if Outback messes up your order, can you take it back? Take it off my bill. Never makes it to the internet. Why is that? And again, that literally is the framework of what we're trying to build.
I can tell you why it is. It's self-hate, crabs in the barrel. We do not like to see each other evolve, okay? That's the problem in our community. And that's what we got to change.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Brother, I want to support you so that we can uplift each other. I'm not going to sit there and go, well, if I help uplift you and you make $20 million, I messed up. That's the mentality we have in our community. Mm-hmm. I don't want to help you because I think you're going to get more than me.
Yep. And that's just it. Literally, even if it's, and not to get preachy, but you tell a friend that they're looking for a job and everybody's looking for a job. You find out and you're employed by them that and wages increased $3 an hour. Instead of telling your friend that they can make $3 more an hour, you say, well, I make this because we gotta be eye to eye. There is no way I can allow for you to waltz in here and make $3 more than me. That's where we're at versus learning and using our resources to negotiate and things of that nature. I'd rather make sure or tell you $1 less. Tell you, oh, it'll be about like somewhere in there.
Uh-huh.
And I just wish we could stop it. We're going to have a slew of community resources from self-education on our platform. If you web design and you want to learn how to use Adobe Photoshop, you'll be able to do those things, but it takes time. It takes support and it takes community, but it's not going to be built overnight. That's why I work every day and build this concurrently.
No, I mean, I think that's very, very important. And that's definitely what we have to do. It is so hard to get a Black business off the ground, to get volunteers, to get people to support. It's very difficult. It's a challenge. But I think Black folks in the community, we got to do a better job to give up some of our time to help uplift our community. I think that's how our ancestors and the folks that came before us had a faster reaction and a growth that we can't see today because they did sacrifice. We got so many things that we need to be involved in that we're not involved in, and that's why we're losing in this country. And that's why I say Black folks, we get hanged on too much history, not enough future, too much Democratic Party, not enough this, too much. We get caught in these silos for just overpowering us, right? We just got to go back to the basics, man. We just got to support each other. We gonna make mistakes. It ain't always gonna be right. Hey, let me help you out. Everywhere I go, and I see a Black business, the first thing I do is, hey, look, I do media, I got podcasts. Let me get you on. Let me uplift your business. Let me get you out there. You know what I'm saying? It's a free opportunity for you. You know what I'm saying? Come blow up. You know what I mean? And it's like everybody don't understand that, right? We had a brother come on here. Let's get it cracking. He came talked about his pull-up pop-up business, right? Next day, 100 of our both sides of the conversation followers that's Black went out there and bought food from them. Like, that's how we build community up. You get what I'm saying? That's what we need more of. But it also has to be reciprocity. Black folks in our community got to learn that, okay? You can't just take, right? I support everybody, but nobody want to support me. We got to stop that, right? It's like, brother, I helped you get on your feet. When I get on my feet, I'm going to help you out. I'm going to pull you up. You get what I'm saying? That's where the other communities have really taken advantage of the Black community, Asian community, Latino community. They're moving faster because they like, look, I'm going to help you get on your feet. You start making your hundreds of thousands of dollars, you make sure you drop some money back down here to pull them up. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? And that's what we got to do, right? And another thing is we got to stop looking for the instant gratification and the reward right now, right? Are just hindering our young people. I see this a lot with my young people when they try to do something. We got elders in the community who always want to take credit. Okay. Oh yeah, I helped that young man do that. If it wasn't for me, he wouldn't. We killing our community like that, right? How do we empower each other? How do we uplift each other? Just be like, look, young brother, I'm proud of you. Keep going. You feel me? I passed the baton and you running with it. Keep running with it. Not, oh yeah, if it wasn't for me, he wouldn't have got that. If it wasn't for me. We gotta change.
Well, I gave him $20 for that bus pass, and then that got him to work, and that's how he didn't lose that job. That's how he became what he is today. And I think if we could figure out a way to, and I'll spin it a little bit, if we could figure out a way to be able to accept criticism without assuming it's hate. And I tell every single person I've talked to that have subscribed to the platform, I'm okay with you saying that you dislike a part of it. People go on Facebook, millions upon millions of people every day, and there's stuff that they hate about it. Man, I keep seeing this person post. You still use it, and Facebook still make a lot of money. Same with YouTube and all of the large entities that you have downloaded to your phone. Let us be a part of that, right? And that's the part that will always be mind-blowing to me. And that's why you have to be careful with what you tell people you are a part of. And sometimes you got to just sit back and kind of collect the check, because you know the crab in the barrel mentality is going to be your demise. Very unfortunate, and I implore everybody that listens to this to each one teach one, and pull that person to the side about the feedback. Like, hey, I didn't really like how long it took for you to get back to me about the refund on that, or hey, you told me that this product was shipped. If you could have just let me know, I could have adjusted. That's all they looking for. And again, it takes time. It takes those uncomfortable conversations to be able to evolve.
Man, I was just about to say that, and that's what we try to provide, these spaces where we can have that difficult conversation. Because as Black folks, we got to take accountability as well. You know, I'm always telling Black folks like this: hey, we got to stop blaming everybody else. We always want to blame the white man. We always want to blame the Asian community. We always want to blame everything else. When is we going to take accountability? Black folks spend more money than any race in this country. When we going to sit down?
And we have the least.
Right.
We spend the most and we have the least.
Exactly. It's that mindset that we got to change, and I'm glad you said that, to our corporations out there, to those folks, when we talk about equity, I think you hit it right on the head. It's all these corporations who are making money off the pain of Black folks, the genius of Black folks, and that equity is not there. Okay. And as collectives, a community, we have to come together and hold these institutions accountable. Y'all not just going to be performative on my Black folks and putting out $1 million ads saying we in solidarity with Black folks, we this. And when you look at your boardrooms and when you look at your employment and it ain't no Black folks, I don't want to be included in that. So that's why I have to ask people when I go to these meetings and they talk about inclusion and diversity. I have to ask them, what does that mean to you? And what does that look like? Because when I walk down my hallways, when I go in your building, if I don't see people that look like me, I don't see the inclusion. I don't see the equity. You get what I'm saying? And in these largest institutions, when you look at the pay disparities and you look at the opportunity of management and the opportunity of Black folks who really bring a lot to these organizations, we get looked over. So again, Black folks, how do we get with Go Contract Black? How do we support and uplift and start creating our own ecosystem that works for us? How do we fix this financial mess that we have in our community, right? If we stick together, we can change it. But if we try to do it in silos, it's never going to work. But again, to our corporate people out there, what are you going to do? What's your part to bring impact to the community that maybe your organization or your company has caused harm to the community? I think that's the bigger question, because harm is being caused when you have the companies out there that are making 800% profit on the backs of poor folks in the community. That is also an alarming thing that we need to have a conversation about. But we go there and support those, and again, how do we empower our community to do it is a conversation that we're going to continue to have. That's just what it is. But go ahead if you want to say something else. Or Ayana, I want to bring Jeronica before we leave too, and just ask the question, while we're here, before we let y'all go tonight, because she hung in here. All my other guests had to get out of here, but you hang in there. So I want to ask the question to you all, because I want to hear from you all, your perspective. Where do you feel we are all at right now in Black America? And what is it going to take for us to move us together forward? I mean, I just want to hear from y'all.
Listen. Okay. Whew, child. Because I'm very much so into melanated people working on being sovereign and working towards backing the Black dollar, and working on learning who we really are as people, getting back to our roots. A lot of people right now are going through an awakening, and a lot of people, they are unlearning and relearning. And because a lot of us came up differently, whether that was under Christianity or Islam, things like that, a lot of us are still allowing our differences as children growing up to be the reason for the separation, when that's what they've been doing to us ever since growing up. We need to continue to come together, and we need more patience. I feel like because we knew, as far as, the old way of doing things, like the old school way of doing things, a lot of the new age way of doing things is starting to clash. Just for instance, our grandmothers back then, you had to do what she said and not give her lip, right? But that didn't help us necessarily, because you're still dealing with a lot of adults that are nurturing their inner child. You're still dealing with a lot of adults that are learning to still be that child that needed that love, that needed to voice that opinion. Because now you have a lot of adults that don't know how to communicate, that don't know how to talk to each other, that still don't know themselves. And in order for us to grow, to learn ourselves, to be able to see who we are just in the community, we have to start by being patient. We have to start by doing more things together. Because one thing that a lot of people don't remember is that we are a reflection of one another. Every time you see someone, whether it's a stranger or someone that you have known forever, there is something inside of you that's going to reflect and bounce back. And if you don't know yourself to pinpoint that, we're going to continue to be lost. And then we're going to keep giving this lost information to the new generation that really does need us, even though they like to say, I don't need nobody. I can be bad about myself. No, we need each other. We need a village. It's like the older we've gotten, the much further we've gotten from community, the much further we've gotten from ourselves. And everybody likes to say that, oh, the spiritual thing is such a trend, it's such a trend. No, it's not. We're going through a spiritual warfare. So they're waking us all up at the same time. Now, which side you wake up on, that's you. But the one thing that is not, or I'm sorry, the one thing that is evident is that we're all waking up together, that we're all undergoing these things together. But we have to start together. We can't keep doing everything separately. And that's my biggest thing. And I'm not old at all, but just knowing and seeing that there's a lot of separation. There's a lot of separation, and we can't keep blaming those outside of the melanated community anymore. A lot of the things that are happening that we've allowed them to do is because they're scared. A lot of people like to say that we're the minority. No, we're the majority. And that's really why a lot of our oppressors are afraid of us, because they've known for a long time that we've always been the majority. But now it's our people that need to realize that.
Wow, that was very dope, very deep. Brother Courtney, go ahead, brother.
Yeah, that was deep. I should have went first. No, I think for me, it's about continuing to build community. For starters, we hoard information, and we talk about, hey, I'm posting this, I'm going live, I'm sharing these things, and we are focused on what that first reaction is. If our friend says, oh, that's not going to work, we shut it down. Keep pumping out the content. Doesn't matter if one person checks it out, as long as if you impact one person, and that's what matters. And I think we just are so focused on, oh, I don't know where it came from, but it's a race to who's the first one to say, oh, I've got this in my bank account, or I have this status, or you know what, my job just gave me a promotion. It's a competition for what? I don't think I fully understand it, and I continue to try to analyze where it came from, and it ties back to a few things, but I think we equate status to acceptance, and you should really be focused on, when you come home, do you have peace? And without that, you're just running amok soon as you go back outside, and you've lost it all. Find your balance and find your peace at home. Build your structure there and preach the good gospel. I just don't think that it should be a continuous bout of, I'm doing better than this Black man or this Black woman. And I won't get off on a tangent, because I tend to do that.
No, that's okay. I appreciate those words. That's very powerful. And I think we definitely got to just, keep pushing. We just got to keep pushing. And it's a lot of work. a lot of stuff that needs to be done. And, we just gonna keep doing our part. Got to get, we had the folks on here talking about mental health. We also got to make sure that the men in the community get these services as well. Right now in America, we're only healing half of our community. The Black women are getting the services, the resources to get the help, and Black men are not getting it. And I keep telling folks, the reason why the community is not excelling how it should is because we're healing half of the community. Until we find a way to holistically heal the community together, males and females, and empower and enrich our community, is going to take a long time for us to make that change. So it's a lot of work that we got to do. We appreciate you all for what you're doing, putting your stake in the ground and letting folks know that you are here. Black folks are thriving in this country. When we talk about changing the narrative, okay, there are Black businesses that are thriving. There are new ideals and innovations that is going to take over, and people are going to see these names in these spaces. So be a part of it. Make sure you reach out to Courtney. Go Contract Black. If you're in Milwaukee, go to the nail therapy. Check her out. Go get some of that good work done, all right? And, here in the Bay Area, we have Miss Tate here. We'll be sharing that information out. Go connect with these resources. Let's go and be a powerhouse, Black folks. Let's come together and do the stuff that we need to do to be a powerhouse. I think we all can do it. But, Brother Courtney, we're going to let you go because I know it's time to lay down. The blanket is calling. He like, I'm paying for this, but it's going to be worth your time. I guarantee you, because that's how our higher power and our spirits of our ancestors work.
It's all good. I appreciate you. I appreciate you,
brother. Keep on, man.
I appreciate y'all.
Thank
all right,
you.
Man. God bless. Ms. Jeronica, it's been a pleasure.
Yes,
I'm just looking forward to see more great things from you. And we're gonna support you. I'm gonna order some nails from you. I'm gonna have Ayana and them order some nails, and we'll give them out to all the ladies during the holiday season. We'll put in their care package. We'll give them some nice fly nails. Let's do that.
Self-care packages, yes. Press-ons by Jeronica.
Yeah. We're gonna give it out to the community. We're gonna impact our women that's homeless in the community. We're gonna buy some packs, and we're gonna go out there and give them.
Yes, because it's funny because I just had my nail tech make a flyer for homeless care kits. So I would love that. There's definitely link on
reach out. We could partner on it. We could do something. We'll put some money in there, put some care package. We give them some polish remover, it will stick on whatever they need. I don't know what all they need.
Okay, look,
we'll make sure that they get everything they need. And I appreciate you staying up and being here tonight as well. Yes. I mean, it's a long night. I'm tired. My eyes, I look like I've been smoking. That's how tired I am. I've been up. I'm tired. I've been getting 2 hours of sleep. And that's why I say community.
2 hours.
We grind for the people. Okay. That's what we do at both sides of the conversation. Our amazing team. We grind for the people.
Start getting
only get 2 hours of sleep.
Start drinking chamomile tea on the way to bed. Right.
Exactly. So with that being said, thank you, Jeronica, for being here. Make sure if you got any flyers, any sales that you're trying to do, just make sure we know. We'll get out to community. Go out and support another Black business. Here's an opportunity. All you fancy ladies, go get some nails. Okay. Press them on. Buy them. Take them to your nail shop. I don't know. Just support the Black business and make sure that you are impacting. Again, community, thank you for being here. Ayana, thank you for staying here, dealing with me all tonight while I'm tired and grumpy. And to our beloved Miss Pretty Tony Rochelle, get well, love. Speedy recoveries to you. And we're looking forward to having you back on this Thursday, community. We will be having another live show that we'll be having our educational Thursday. It's going to be a tight day for me, okay? So y'all might see me rushing on Thursday as we're going to be trying to get it out. But we'll have another one, and we'll continue to do our part every Thursday with our educational Thursday. Y'all heard Courtney. We'll get him to come back on and do a presentation. We'll get Miss Tate to come back on and do it. I can't get my names out right now. I'm tired, y'all. When you get 2 hours of sleep, you're just tired. You can't get the words out your mouth. But we're going to do our part, okay? That's what we're here for. And Ayana, let me just tell you how special she is. She is working on something that's going to be so impactful to the community, okay? I'm not going to bring it out yet, but just understand there is people in this organization that have love, humility, compassion, and they love the people, okay? That's the most important thing. Love the people. You can't lead the people if you don't feed the people. If you don't give them information, If you don't bring education, that 4-pack love, nothing happens, community. But we're going to do our part. We're going to do our part, and we're going to keep loving on community. We're going to keep innovating and taking a risk, working with our young people, working with our elders. We're going to do our part. You do yours. Get out there, support somebody who looks like you. Get out there, spend a few dollars, okay? Support the people. But with that being said, we're going to bid well you all a good evening. I know it's late. My people on the East Coast like, John, please hurry up. I want to see the end. This is the end. I'm not going to give a benediction tonight because I got a new nickname, community. My team is calling me the bishop because they say I give benedictions at the end of every show. So I guess I have to live up to my name tonight. I have to give a benediction because we know the benedictions is what it's all about. And when you're in the pulpit,
come on now,
this digital pulpit community. Y'all heard from the amazing hidden gems tonight. We have talked about Black empowerment. We have talked about Black economics. We have talked about therapy and mental health, the realness, the severity of what goes on in our community, how we need to connect all night. You've been hearing, we need to connect. We need to communicate. We need to uplift each other. The same sentiment continues to come around. When are we going to get it? You know, if you keep doing things over and over and over, they call that insanity. Well, let's have radical insanity, community, and let's just start spending our money with our people. Let's start investing in the businesses that we need in our community to help lift our community. We need grocery stores. There are food deserts in all Black communities across this country. Why can't we come together collectively and open our own Black grocery store? There is a number of needs that we need in our community. How do we collectively lift each other up, not be the crab in the barrel, put our money together, put our ideals together to bring true equity to our community so that we don't have to have another conversation about an organization or a corporation who continues to unvalue, devalue, and remove the equity in those organizations that impact our community. How do we do it? How do we stay together when we have a disagreement? How do we do it? Sometimes it's difficult. Sometimes you have to stand on that, but will you connect and help somebody else? I get that. It's hard. It's a challenge. It takes work. It takes time. But again, I heard somebody say tonight, patience, leading in love can get a lot of things done. We're going to do that here at both sides of the conversation and extend our lovable hearts to you all out there and say, continue to ascend. Like Tony would say, reach out, make a phone call. Your network is your network. We have a large network in our community. As you can see tonight, phenomenal folks. The next time you go get your nails done, look for the Black Nail Tech. When you're looking to buy some nails, go to our website, go to our YouTube, go to our LinkedIn, go to our Instagram, support the business. We got the Black Card, the Black Club. Reach out to my guy, Courtney. If you're starting up a business, you need an ideal, go check him out so that he can help build and bring the things that you need to help impact our community. And then Miss Tate, she's phenomenal. She's a grant writer. She's a therapist. She does everything. Reach out to her. Let's see how we can use her services to help uplift and impact and empower our community. We're going to keep doing our part. Everybody, the bishop has spoke tonight. That is the bishop.
Amen.
Like
Amen.
any good bishop, Ayana, like any good bishop, let me pass the tray around. Community, where's the donation at? I'm passing the tray around.
Go to our website, donate. We need your support.
Well,
Amazon Smile.
Right. Well, community, we love y'all. We thank you for continuing to support with us, rock with us. I know we crazy up here sometimes. I know y'all say, John Henry, you are nuts, okay? I'm nuts about my people. I love y'all. I try to bring some humor. I try to bring humility. I try to bring gratitude. I try to bring energy, passion, resilience, perseverance.
We feel it.
All of that great stuff that we need in our community. That's me. I'm trying to get pumped. I don't know why. I'm tired. I'm trying to wake myself up before I fall asleep on the screen. I think that'll be an all-time record. That might go viral if I just fall asleep on the screen. John Henry worked so much he fell asleep live on the screen. But with that being said, thank you, community, for continuing to support. Thank you to our both sides of the conversation team for continuing to impact the community. Thanks to the San Francisco Board of Supervisors who honored us for the work that we did. We didn't need that, but they did it anyway. Shout out to the board president, Shaman Walton, and the rest of the Board of Supervisors who acknowledged the COVID-19 response from the organizations that stepped up and did some part of making impact in our community. You all do something to impact. You heard the sister earlier. Give back. Give some of your free time back to your community as you climb the corporate ladder, as you climb the educational ladder. Don't forget about your people down here. Come give them a hand. All that talent does no good to just talk about how many degrees you got and you're not coming back and helping the community. All right,
because what does it cost you? It costs you nothing. Absolutely nothing.
It costs you nothing, but it gets you a lot of respect. So
and blessings. Mm-hmm.
Be ready, community. We got amazing things coming. We're going to continue to impact here at both sides of the conversation. We love y'all. Good evening. We'll see y'all Thursday. Have a blessed evening, everybody. And we'll see y'all Thursday for our next Educational Thursday. Good evening now.
Good night.